Nestled in the heart of the urban jungle, dwarfed by the monolithic skyscrapers, resides an architectural timepiece, the Old Theater. This Baroque masterpiece, with its intricate detailing and imposing structure, stands as a defiant vestige of a bygone era against the stark modernity surrounding it. Built in 1893, the theater, a silent sentinel of the city's evolution, exudes an exquisite antiquity that sets it apart from its steely, glassy neighbors. Its stone facade, marked by time and weather, silently tells tales of countless performances and epoch-defining events it has witnessed. This grand dame of the arts, an integral part of the city's cultural fabric for over a century, was once a riotous hub of creativity, echoing with applause, laughter, and hushed whispers of intrigue. It's a monument that holds an air of majesty, a nostalgic aura, and pays tribute to the countless artists who once graced its ornate stage. The theater, although worn and weathered, hums with an indefatigable spirit, whispering stories of the past, its history marred by a series of tragic accidents that snuffed out the lives of performers in their prime. These were not mere mishaps, but pivotal incidents that shaped the theater's persona, amplifying its enigmatic charm. The chilling ambiance is accentuated by inexplicable cold spots, strange noises echoing in the auditorium, and sightings of apparitions in the centuries-old mirrors. The accidents that occurred within these walls were shrouded in mystery as deep as the theater itself. Young, promising performers met with untimely ends under baffling circumstances, sparking off whispers of a curse, feeding the theater's aura of mystery. Each calamity fortifying the allure of the theater, spinning a web of intrigue that only heightened its mystique. Whispers of its haunting past are shared in hushed tones, tales that persist within its age-old walls never truly dissipating. The theater has been a silent spectator to the highs and lows of its inhabitants, the victories and defeats, moments of pure elation and profound grief. Through all this, it has remained resilient, silently observing and absorbing a vast spectrum of human experiences within its venerable walls. The theater, shrouded in mystery and punctuated by tragedy, is now the stage for a fresh troupe of actors. These passionate individuals, magnetized by the theater's rich history and the allure of the stage, find themselves setting foot within its premises, blissfully ignorant of the chilling tales that echo within its historical walls. They bring along their dreams, hopes, and aspirations, poised to carve their own narratives into the architectural marvel that is this grand dame. As the actors ready themselves for the looming performance, they gradually start noticing peculiar incidents. A distinct sense of fear begins to pervade their ranks, akin to the touch of a frigid hand grazing their backs ever so lightly. Unnerved, they attempt to dismiss it as stage anxiety, yet the sensation clings on stubbornly. Strange, spectral whispers start permeating the dressing rooms, leaving an icy chill in their wake. At first, these whispers are but a faint murmur, a barely there sound that they quickly write off as the wind's mischief. But the whispers grow in volume and frequency, an unsettling crescendo that becomes impossible to dismiss. These hushed utterances aren't mere sounds. They bear the weight of unseen beings, their ghostly voices reciting lines from the play with a hauntingly familiar intonation. The dressing rooms, once buzzing with the soothing chatter of makeup artists and costume designers, now throb with a tangible undercurrent of fear. Spectral figures start appearing on the stage, their actions eerily mirroring the actors' roles, their spectral voices sending shivers down the spines of the cast. The actors, frozen in a state of disbelief, cannot tear their eyes from these ghostly apparitions who appear and vanish in the fluctuating stage lights. These supernatural appearances are not mere illusions conjured by the dim theater light. They move with intent, their eerie enactments unfolding with a realism that rivals the living actors. A wave of dread washes over the group. Their focus shifts from delivering a successful performance to surviving a paranormal event that defies comprehension. Every groan of the aging theater, each flicker of the lights, fans the bodies of their mounting terror. The very atmosphere around them crackles with an electrical charge, making their hair stand on end. Anxiety eats into them, poisoning once friendly relationships and turning them into begrudging alliances. The weight of fear is almost palpable, choking them like a cold hand closing around their hearts. Wide-eyed and terrified, the actors glance at each other, their camaraderie strained by the unsaid horror that binds them. The hauntings intensify, the spectral performers growing bolder. Their ethereal lines are delivered with a spine-chilling intensity. their actions becoming uncannily symbolic of the play's characters. These apparitions are no longer simply mimicking the actors. They are weaving sinister interpretations of the roles, magnifying the fear within the troupe. As the days wear on, the divide between rehearsal and reality diminishes. The actors are no longer preparing for a play. They are enduring a reality far more terrifying than anything they envisioned. Their scripts transform from mere dialogue into bone-chilling premonitions of their own encounters within the cursed theater. Unable to distinguish between their roles and the haunting reality, the actors become unwitting pawns in a spine-chilling spectral performance. As the curtain rises on the opening night, the terror that has been brewing now explodes into a frenzy. The spectral performers, these phantoms of the theater, have grown restless, embarking on a shocking act of their macabre plan, escalating their chilling antics to blood-curdling extremes. The theater, once a haven of joy and laughter, now echoes with the bone-chilling laughter of these ethereal beings. The air transforms, crystallizing into a merciless cold that bears no relation to the weather outside. This cold is otherworldly and unnatural. It's a physical embodiment of the sheer horror that is seeping into the very mortar of the theater. It's pulsating with a foreign energy, an energy that originates from a dimension beyond our understanding of reality, promising nothing but pure, unmitigated terror. This terror has evolved. It's no longer just an emotion. It has become a tangible entity, a malignant presence lurking in the darkest corners, poised to instill fear into the hearts of anyone who dares to step foot on the stage. The actors, once the commanders of their performance, now find themselves teetering on a horrifying edge. They are ensnared in a moral quandary, a terrifying decision that could determine not just their fate, but their very existence. To leave behind their roles, their passion, their masterpieces would mean yielding to these spectral tormentors. It would mean allowing these eerie remnants of a forgotten past to claim victory and continue their reign of terror. And yet to continue this grotesque performance, to forge ahead despite the overwhelming fear, is to gamble everything. It's to dare to step into the metaphoric mouth of a beast, to stand in the spectral spotlight of the haunted stage. The theater, once a beacon of art and sophistication, now twists into a lethal battlefield. It morphs into a gruesome arena, where the living are pitted against the spirits of a lost era. Every performance becomes a duel to the death, every dialogue a battle cry, every act a fight for survival. Amidst this chaos, the actors persist, refusing to yield. They refuse to let their spirits waver in the face of such odds. They summon their courage, their resolve, their unshakable faith in their craft, and they march on, every step resounding with defiance. As they do, the theater quivers in anticipation, every nook and cranny echoing with the unsaid tales of the past and the uncertain prospects of the future. As the final curtain drops on the haunted theater after what feels like an eternity, the fate of the actors remains veiled in mystery. Some of them vanish without a trace, swallowed by the theater's tragic past, while others are left broken and traumatized. The deafening silence drowns out the applause, leaving us to speculate, to wonder, to hold our breath in anticipation. Are the actors the newest casualties of the theater's tragic narrative, a narrative marked by untold premature demises? Or were they lucky, audacious enough to evade the spectral performance?